Hey guys, so today I'm going to be building a temporary outside enclosure for my bearded dragon Richard. I'm going to be taking this old tortoise table. I got this with Beatrice, the Russian tortoise, and I temporarily used it with her, but the people that gave her to me gave me this as well. So I kind of put it outside and it got kind of gross and now it like moves around and stuff. It's not real great anymore, but it wasn't exactly perfect for anything before. So what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be extending the sides up, and then I'm just going to put one big door on top, and then I will be able to put Richard in here, and I'll make sure he has a hide or whatever. But what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be building everything out of real scrap material, and basically I'm not going to make it the prettiest looking thing. And the reason for that is because I believe Richard has internal parasites, but I also want to put him outside during the summer because he does eat and he does well and everything. But I want to get him tested at the vet, but I don't really want to do it until like this type of worry about traveling and whatever stops. So I will do it then. But I mean, I have no worries about him. He eats just fine and he does everything just fine. And I think that he'll enjoy the natural sunlight. So I will go ahead and build this up. I have screen to put on top, but the sides I'm going to keep solid so he doesn't try to just like get out the sides all the time. This isn't like a huge amount of area, but I would say it's about the size of a 40-gallon. So to start off, I think I'm going to remove the whole, this is supposed to be the front area. I don't understand why people put plexiglass on tortoise enclosures because, like I said, tortoises and turtles, they will always go out the side if they see it. So especially with this enclosure, I don't understand it because the height of this enclosure, like wherever you are, you're going to see the tortoise, and you're not going to bend down here to view it like that. So why would they even do that if like it's just not good for tortoises? I don't know, but that's all right. I'm gonna go ahead and take that off, and then I'm just gonna cut a bunch of pallet wood and get it up to like probably double the height and just screw it in all the way around, and then just make a real simple, just really simple stuff, just temporary. And the reason being for that is if he does have internal parasites and I need to throw this away or burn it or whatever, like in our burn pile, then I won't have to worry about it. It's kind of already ruined, if that makes sense. So I'm going to remove, firstly, I'm going to remove that. I'm going to drill holes in the bottom because, as I said, it rained and it started to like puddle inside of this, which made it really bad. So I'm just going to go ahead and drill holes, and then I will get started on the sides. So this whole build didn't take very long to actually build, just a couple days of working, but I didn't work on it all day every day. And to start off, I did drill the holes like I had said, and I removed the front board because the front boards were on top of the actual table and the side boards were screwed into the side, and I wanted the whole thing screwed into the side. So I replaced the front piece with 2 pieces of plywood, and then I put this is old deck board, I believe, and it's really thick. And I put that, and then that will support the walls. So I put 2 pieces on each corner, and then I'll put the walls on the inside. This wasn't my original plan, but I figured this would be the easiest and the best way to go. And I'm making this pretty bulky. It's not common to do this with outside enclosures. Generally, they're just a skeleton of the build with a bunch of wiring. But I didn't do that for this. I just made it mostly wood because that's mostly what I had. And like I said, I didn't want him pacing around the sides, but I put a view area on the front, and then I built the top to also have a view area. And like I said, this is a very thick build. It's very heavy, and it's just kind of different. But the top is screen, so he will get UVB and everything. It's not the most widescreen, like I'd rather a wider screen, but this is what I had, and this is what I was willing to be able to throw away at some point. So this is what I did, and then I added a simple lock and some wood inside, and then I also added dirt. Okay, so the enclosure is now done. I had to add a few things. I added a lock. There's no way anything's pushing this open. It's really heavy, but just for, you know, peace of mind or whatever, there's that lock in there, and it's just some leftover pieces I found. Everything's made of leftovers basically. And then here, to make sure that this, again, peace of mind, so then before I could push these two apart, I added these two things. They're just pieces of bigger mesh that I squeezed together with a pair of pliers. And then inside, it's a little bit easier to see this way, I went into a forest nearby and I got a couple more branches. Now this is basically the square footage of a 40-gallon breeder, but it's much taller. So it's 2 feet tall, and then it's 3 feet wide, and it's like 1.5 feet wide. It's 3 feet long, 1.5 feet wide. So basically I just wanted to build it up from that original structure, and I did do that. I'm sure some people are going to like freak out about this because it's not terrestrial or whatever, it's more higher, but whatever, he'll use it all. I'm sure he will. I know that I've read that bearded dragons will bask on like fence posts, which are much taller than this. And watching Brave Wilderness's video where he caught a wild bearded dragon, it was up on a fallen branch and it was much higher than this. So I'm sure that he'll use this space, but he has lots of area, like a lot of area to sit when it gets hot out. All that area down there and under there, and then under this, and then this he can kind of go inside to hide. So lots of area down there to get away from the sun. And then he can bask here, he can bask on this, he can get up on this, climb around and stuff. But I'm gonna put him in just for a couple hours because I don't want to leave him in here tonight because it's still a bit cold. I think I'm gonna move him out during just the daytime for a couple days, and then he'll be good for day and night and everything throughout the summer. So I looked it up, and it is quite humid here. Obviously it just rains, so that's why everything in the enclosure is like soaked, but that's why I didn't move him out right away, because I didn't want to put him like directly into rain. I didn't think he'd like that very much. But I looked it up, and one of the areas that it says online that bearded dragons are from, I've looked up at like a couple of their weather type of things, and like currently it was like one place was like 40% humidity, the other place was like 90% humidity. So I assume that he'll do all right, and if he really isn't doing all right, then I'll just bring him in. But I think that he'll be all right with this, considering I'm assuming he's been in Ohio his whole life, so I'm sure it's been humid inside. I'm not entirely sure in the room he's in. So I'm gonna get a water dish as well and put it right there, and then I can just throw his food like there. Anyway, I'm gonna go get him and put him in here. Okay, so here he goes in. Now, so far, he really doesn't like being outside because I think it's so new to him. So whenever I put him outside, he just sits there and does nothing if you look at him. So I'm gonna go ahead. We'll see how he reacts to this enclosure. So the idea is basically that he'll get like really nice sun like midday. And if he doesn't want it then he can go hide, but he's not gonna get it a whole lot any other time in the day, and that's why I built this so thick without like a lot of screen. Like we have this viewing panel here, and then we have the top, but I think that he'll get nice lighting during the day and he can bask right there. But right now this is more just to explore his enclosure. But yeah, I think he's gonna like it in here and he'll start crawling around and stuff, but I think that is pretty cool. Okay, so it's now been quite a while since I set this up, and Richard is not in it. So basically what happened is I had him out here for a couple days during the day, as I said I would, and then I did it so he was out all the time, and he just wasn't very active, and I think that it just makes him uncomfortable to be outside. And also he kind of went off veggies for some reason, so he would still eat the roaches for me like no matter what, but he was very like afraid of me. He just, I don't know, he acted a lot differently outside. So I moved him back inside, and he's still not like at 100%. So what I'm thinking I'm gonna do is, even though he's in a quarantine setup, I'm gonna go ahead and set him up with cool branches and stuff and kind of make his enclosure more interesting. I think that that might help. I don't know, like that's kind of a, I guess, a wild guess in a way, but I'm thinking that that would help him become more active and do better. So for now, this enclosure is just sitting idly. I did get a water dish, and then his food dish is actually out here, but I've just been putting the food in the floor of his enclosure. But it's just sitting right here. I don't have it where I had it because I have some plants here. So we didn't plant a garden this year because our garden kind of turned into more of a compost pile. And these are some tomatoes and some mystery squashes that grew up around the yard from who knows what. So we'll see. But I wanted these to get light. But cool enclosure idea. I think it's pretty cool looking, and I'm kind of a little bit proud of it, which probably isn't the best thing because if I have to get rid of it, I don't know. We'll see. But I'm thinking that the bottom might rot out because of what it's made out of. Just that table wasn't great, and also the legs fell off, kind of. They kind of broke because I made it so heavy, so that's why it's just sitting on the ground like this. But I basically just used that tortoise table as a base. So for now, it's just sitting here, not really doing anything with it. It's kind of just outside. I don't know. And then Richard is inside in his enclosure, and I need to change it up, I think. I'm gonna do that. So I'll go ahead and set him up, not like super properly. I won't use like a proper soil mix. I'll probably just use like potting soil, basically what I have in here, but just get it sanitized and then sanitize some piece of wood and put those in there, and then plan to throw them away like this enclosure at some point. So that is the current plan, but for now, this is just an idea. I do think that I should have used more wire. I think that it would have been better if I used more wire. I basically could have just built it the same, just without any of these, or at least the ones on top I could leave, but the rest of them I could have just done wire. But it works for what it was supposed to be. It just isn't working for Richard at the moment. So I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. Also, I'm not like positive I could keep him outside like 100% successfully anyway. Like, I'm not suggesting that you keep your bearded dragon outside. I know it'd be fine for like a green iguana or a Russian tortoise, but I don't know. A bearded dragon, it's kind of, I don't know how I feel about it right now, but I'll probably do it in the future. So that's just what I'm doing, I guess. So I hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, like down below. If you have any comments or concerns, comments below. And if you want content, then subscribe. Have a fantastic day.